Hello, citizens of YouTube. This is the Geeky Nerd here, and today we're going to be talking about the primary weapon system's enhanced buffer tube. So, for those that are looking for the full review of this little receiver and kind of why I did and everything like that, check out the other videos right here at the end, or just browse the channel. For those that have subscribed, thank you guys. For those that have commented, it's been fantastic talking with you guys. Keep it up. And for those that liked, thank you as well. So, I have the packaging here. The primary weapon system's enhanced buffer tube. You think, okay, what's so special? It's just a buffer tube. Nothing to be too crazy about it. You see there, mil-spec, 6 position, QD in the back, and extended feed lip prevents carrier tilt by supporting the carrier while in battery. External fluid allows debris to be flushed away. Extended drain holes, yada yada yada. Well, this thing obviously has a trick up its sleeve. So, first looking at it here, you can see it has these fluted channels, which is nice. It kind of makes sure debris and water or anything like that can pass on by and not get crammed up in your buffer stock and you're just stock, and make it feel all crunchy and not work as well. It has enlarged drainage holes, so anything gets in here, come right out. Also, it has one in the back and a fairly nice little design here. You can see cut out for that. Also, with the fluting, and what this does is it saves on a bit of weight, which is nice. Moving on up, I'm saving the best for last. Moving on up here, you can see it does have that extended lip, which again supports the bulk carrier, but it also provides a bit more meat going into the receiver to kind of keep everything locked down. So if you're really ragging on this buffer tube here, it's not just relying on the threads or anything like that, to where a standard buffer tube just threads in and there it is. So it gives it a bit more strength and rigidity to the whole build. Moving on down, you can see there, it actually has a ratcheting mechanism, which is a fantastic little thing. Now, it is spring-loaded, and you see these little notches in here. So what you do is you get your armorer's wrench, you torque this onto spec, and then once you do, it'll stay locked on there. Now, for those that don't know, a castle nut is pretty much what keeps the whole system going pretty smoothly. And if you don't have a castle nut, this thing's gonna start walking off on you, and you're gonna have a bad day. Okay, and what a lot of people do to mitigate that issue, or the likelihood of that issue from occurring, is they will do what's called staking. And staking is to where you actually take, there's a little notch in these castle nuts to where you stick a punch in, and then you hammer it down to where it forces metal from the end plate into the castle nut. And what that does is it basically, so if you have the notch here, it basically forces metal into there to where if it tries to rotate, it's going to hit that piece of metal and not be able to, and prevents it from walking off. Well, if you're anything like me, I don't like hammering all my guns unless they are jammed or unless they are beyond possible repair. So what I like about this is it eliminates the need for that, and at the same time makes it easier to where if you ever want to change out your buffer tubes or do something different, you can without having to take off the bit of metal and then stake in a different place to get the same effect, and yada yada yada. You guys got it. Moving on down, it does have a very deep QD pocket, so it's good for ambidextrous action. And it actually, on the inside, I don't know if it'll actually focus, it is very well finished. And what I mean by that is standard mil-spec buffer tubes, if you get them, they're a dime a dozen, they're pretty cheap. And this is no cheap buffer tube. This tube runs around, I think it was like $129, so definitely not cheap. But I mean, for what you're getting, does it have value to some people? Yeah, like myself, where I wanted the ultimate best AR build that I could possibly get, no expenses spared. And if you're spending almost $150 for a buffer tube, that is truly no expenses spared. But I think what you're getting is valid. I think it is worth the premium. Yes, it is a premium. Can you get with? Can you just do like a Palmetto State Armory, just standard buffer tube? Yes. Are you going to get this, bit of technology in here and just kind of general aesthetics? No. So for what you're getting, for what it is, I personally think it's worth it, at least for this purpose of what I'm trying to achieve. Now, going back to the inside finishing, it's very smooth, very well finished on the inside, which basically eliminates a good amount of the twang that you hear and the kind of general raspiness and scraping of the inside of a buffer tube that we all have come to know and love. And not love. And that just lends itself to a bit of a higher build quality, and especially if you're doing suppressed shooting, which I intend to do with this, you want to be as quiet as possible, and any source of audio, just noise that you can eliminate, that's going to be best. Now, also up top here, I still need to finish up my color fill job, so don't knock me on there. But you see it has these numbers. Probably wondering, oh, well, what's that going to do? Is it just going to be like, if the slide comes up to here, I know it's on 1? No. So when paired with this Voltor buttstock, which I did a review on this, and this also has a QD mount as well, which is nice beyond that one, so you get 2 points. But it has a little witness hole in here. What it does is, once you actually put your stock on the rifle, once I get it, it will show you what position you're in. Now, it just so happens, so for me at least, whenever I'm shooting, that's position 6. I always just go to the farthest position, go up 1 click. That's where I'm most comfortable at. However, if you give this to your wife, you could say, oh, honey, okay, you are a 3. Boom, you're 3. You don't have to count the clicks or kind of just take guesswork out of it. So one nice thing with it. Also, this is very true to mil-spec. Now, mil-spec is supposed to be a definitive term. However, as we have come to learn with tolerances, they wander a bit. This is dead rock solid on, especially with this buttstock. And it seems to fit every buttstock I have very tight. The Hogue that I prefer to run at times, just not in this build, is almost too tight to the point where it's barely even usable, to where you essentially have to, so I get this off, you basically have to pull the lever and almost yank on it to get it to slide in its different position, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you guys stuck around this long, thank you. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out the other videos that I have just talking about this whole Monster Mash build. And I hope everyone is having a wonderful, awesome, fantastic day. I'll catch you guys next time.